The year 2027 is rapidly approaching, and with it comes a new era of artificial intelligence, automation, and unprecedented digital transformation. But here's the truth that most people ignore. The greatest battle you'll ever face isn't out there in the world. It's inside your own mind. Your thoughts, emotions, habits, and beliefs are either building you up or tearing you down every single day. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your mind. And if you don't take control now, the chaos of this fast-changing world will control you. This isn't just motivational talk. This is survival strategy for the next generation. The most successful people on this planet all share one common trait. They have mastered their minds. They don't let their thoughts run wild. They don't become slaves to their emotions, and they don't allow distractions to steal their focus. They understand that mental clarity, emotional intelligence, and psychological resilience are the real currencies of success in the modern world. Right now, we're living in the most distracted era in human history. Your attention is being hijacked every second by social media notifications, endless scrolling, comparison culture, and information overload. Your mind is being pulled in 1,000 different directions, and unless you develop the discipline to focus, you will drown in the noise. The difference between those who thrive and those who barely survive in 2027 will come down to one thing: who controls their mind? So let's start with the foundation. What does it actually mean to master your mind? It means becoming the conscious director of your thoughts instead of being a passive passenger. It means recognizing that you are not your thoughts, you are the observer of your thoughts. This is a game-changing realization, because once you understand this, you gain the power to choose which thoughts to entertain and which ones to dismiss. Most people live their entire lives believing every thought that pops into their head. If their mind says you're not good enough, they believe it. If their mind says this is too hard, they quit. But you need to understand that your mind is a tool. And like any tool, it needs to be trained and sharpened. Every single day, thousands of thoughts pass through your mind, and most of them are repetitive, negative, and completely useless. Studies show that the average person has around 60,000 thoughts per day, and 80% of them are negative, and 95% are the same thoughts repeated from the day before. Think about that for a second. You're literally running the same mental loops over and over again, creating the same emotions, taking the same actions, and wondering why your life isn't changing. This is where awareness comes in. You need to start paying attention to your thoughts. Catch yourself when you're spiraling into negativity. Notice when you're overthinking. Observe when fear or doubt creeps in. And here's the key: don't judge yourself for having these thoughts. Just acknowledge them and choose differently. This is mental mastery in action. Now let's talk about emotions, because this is where most people lose the battle. Your emotions are incredibly powerful, and if you don't learn how to regulate them, they will control every aspect of your life. Anger will ruin your relationships. Fear will keep you stuck. Anxiety will paralyze you. Sadness will drain your energy. But here's what most people don't realize. Emotions are not your enemies. They're messengers. They're giving you valuable information about what's going on inside of you and around you. The problem is that most people react to their emotions instead of responding to them. There's a huge difference. Reacting is impulsive, unconscious, and often destructive. Responding is thoughtful, intentional, and empowering. When you feel angry, instead of lashing out, pause and ask yourself, what boundary was crossed? What do I need to communicate? When you feel afraid, instead of running away, Pause and ask yourself, what is this fear trying to protect me from? Is this fear based on reality or imagination? When you feel sad, instead of numbing yourself with distractions, pause and ask yourself, what loss am I processing? What do I need to heal? This level of emotional intelligence will set you apart in 2027 because while everyone else is being controlled by their feelings, you'll be using your feelings as fuel for growth. Let's move to focus and attention, because this is your superpower in the age of distraction. The ability to concentrate deeply on one task for an extended period of time is becoming rare and therefore extremely valuable. Most people can't focus for more than a few minutes without checking their phone, switching tabs, or getting distracted by random thoughts. But deep work, the kind of focused, undistracted work that produces extraordinary results, requires training your mind like an athlete trains their body. Start small. Set a timer for 25 minutes and commit to working on one task without any interruptions. No phone, no notifications, no multitasking. Just you and the task. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. This is called the Pomodoro technique, and it's one of the simplest ways to build your focus muscle. As you get better, increase the time to 45 minutes, then 60 minutes, then 90 minutes. Eventually, you'll be able to enter a state of flow where hours pass by and you're completely immersed in your work. This is where genius-level productivity happens. But here's the truth. You cannot build focus if you're constantly feeding your mind junk. Just like your body needs nutritious food to perform at its best, your mind needs quality input. What are you consuming every day? Are you spending hours on social media watching meaningless content? Are you filling your mind with news that makes you anxious and angry? Are you listening to gossip and negativity? Or are you intentionally feeding your mind with books, podcasts, courses, and conversations that challenge you to grow? The inputs determine the outputs. Garbage in, garbage out. Excellence in, excellence out. Now let's talk about habits, because your habits are the invisible architecture of your life. Everything you are today is the result of your habits from the past. And everything you will become by 2027 will be determined by the habits you build starting today. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. In other words, motivation is overrated. What you need are systems and routines that make success inevitable. The most powerful habit you can develop is a morning routine. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up late, scroll through your phone, and rush into your day stressed and reactive, that energy will carry through. But if you wake up early, take control of your morning, and invest in yourself before the world demands your attention, you'll operate from a position of power. Here's a simple but life-changing morning routine. Wake up at 5 a.m., drink a glass of water to hydrate your brain, spend 10 minutes in meditation to clear your mind, write in a journal for 5 minutes to process your thoughts and set intentions. Exercise for 30 minutes to boost your energy and mood. Read for 20 minutes to feed your mind with knowledge. And plan your day so you have clarity and direction. If you do this consistently, you will be unrecognizable in 90 days. But consistency is the hard part, isn't it? This is where discipline comes in. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you going. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. Discipline is a decision, and decisions create destiny. You need to make a commitment to yourself that no matter how you feel, you will show up. No excuses, no negotiations, no I'll start tomorrow. The version of you that exists in 2027, the one who is successful, confident, healthy, and fulfilled, is depending on the decisions you make today. Don't let that future version of yourself down. Let's dive into meditation, because this is one of the most underrated tools for mental mastery. Meditation is not about stopping your thoughts or reaching some mystical state. It's simply the practice of training your attention and awareness. It's like going to the gym for your mind. When you meditate, you're strengthening your ability to focus. You're creating space between stimulus and response, and you're developing a deeper connection with yourself. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. That's it. Don't judge yourself. Don't expect anything magical to happen. Just practice. Over time, you'll notice that you're less reactive, more calm, more present, and more in control of your mental state. This practice alone can transform your entire life. Now let's address limiting beliefs, because these invisible chains are holding you back more than anything else. A limiting belief is a thought or assumption that you've accepted as truth, even though it's not. Things like, I'm not smart enough, I don't deserve success, people like me don't make it, I'm too old, too young, too inexperienced. These beliefs were probably formed in your childhood or through past experiences, and they've been running in the background of your mind ever since, sabotaging your efforts. But here's the powerful truth. Beliefs are not facts. They're just thoughts that you've thought over and over again until they became hardwired in your brain. And if they were learned, they can be unlearned. The first step is awareness. Identify your limiting beliefs. Write them down. Look at them objectively. Then challenge them. Ask yourself, is this actually true, or is this just a story I've been telling myself? What evidence do I have that contradicts this belief? Who would I be without this belief? Then consciously replace it with an empowering belief. Instead of, I'm not smart enough, say, I am constantly learning and growing. Instead of, I don't deserve success, say, I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer. Repeat these new beliefs every single day until they become your new truth. Let's talk about resilience and mental toughness, because life will test you, challenges will come, failures will happen, rejections will sting, but your ability to bounce back, to keep going, to find strength in adversity, that's what separates winners from quitters. Resilience is not something you're born with, it's something you build. And you build it by intentionally putting yourself in challenging situations and learning to navigate discomfort. Every time you do something hard, you're sending a message to your brain, I can handle this. Every time you push through when you want to quit, you're building mental toughness. Every time you fail and get back up, you're developing resilience. The Navy SEALs have a concept called the 40% rule. It states that when your mind is telling you that you're done, you're actually only 40% depleted. You have 60% more in the tank. Most people quit at 40% because that's when it gets uncomfortable, but extraordinary people push past that threshold. They understand that growth happens in the discomfort zone. So the next time you want to give up, remember, you're only at 40%. You've got so much more to give. Now let's discuss learning and growth, because in 2027, the people who stop learning will become obsolete. Technology is advancing at an exponential rate. Jobs are changing. Skills that were valuable 5 years ago are becoming irrelevant. The only way to stay ahead is to commit to lifelong learning. Read books, take courses, listen to podcasts, watch educational content, find mentors, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, become obsessed with growth. But here's the key, don't just consume information, implement it. Knowledge without action is useless. Every time you learn something new, ask yourself, how can I apply this? What's one action I can take today based on this knowledge? This is how you turn information into transformation. Let's talk about relationships and your environment, because you cannot master your mind in isolation. The people you surround yourself with have a massive impact on your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Jim Rohn famously said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around. Who are your 5? Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they positive or negative? Are they growing or stagnant? Are they supportive or toxic? If your current circle isn't aligned with where you want to go, you need to upgrade. This doesn't mean you have to cut people off harshly, but it does mean you need to be intentional about who gets your time and energy. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Join communities of like-minded individuals. Find accountability partners. Get a mentor. Your environment shapes you, so design it wisely. Now let's address purpose, because a life without purpose is a life without direction. Why do you do what you do? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What impact do you want to make? What legacy do you want to leave? These are not easy questions, but they're essential. When you have a clear sense of purpose, everything becomes easier. Decisions become clearer. Motivation becomes intrinsic. Obstacles become opportunities. Spend time reflecting on what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What makes you come alive? What problems do you want to solve? Your purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It just has to be authentic. And when you align your daily actions with your deeper purpose, you tap into a level of energy and fulfillment that most people never experience. Let's get practical now with an action plan for the next few years leading up to 2027. Break your goals down into quarterly milestones. In the first quarter, focus on building foundational habits: morning routine, exercise, meditation, reading. In the second quarter, level up your skills. Take courses, learn new abilities, invest in personal development. In the third quarter, expand your network, attend events, connect with mentors, build meaningful relationships. In the fourth quarter, create and contribute. Start a project, share your knowledge, give back. Track your progress weekly. Celebrate small wins. Adjust when necessary, but above all, stay consistent. Consistency is the ultimate competitive advantage. Here's the thing that most people don't understand about success. It's not about one big breakthrough moment. It's about small, consistent actions compounded over time. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the boring, unglamorous work that nobody sees. It's about making the hard choice in the moment, over and over again. That's how you build an extraordinary life, not through luck or talent alone, but through relentless commitment to growth. Now, I want to address the obstacles you're going to face, because let's be real, this journey is not going to be easy. You're going to have days when you feel like giving up. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to be tempted to go back to your old ways, and that's okay. That's part of the process. But here's what you need to remember in those moments. You are not your circumstances. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are the person who gets to decide right now, in this moment, who you want to become. Every single day is a new opportunity to choose differently. Let me tell you something that might be hard to hear. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not some magic opportunity. You are responsible for your life. You are responsible for your growth. You are responsible for your happiness. And that's actually incredibly empowering, because it means you have all the power. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You can start right now exactly where you are with what you have. In 2027, the world will be divided into two types of people: those who mastered their minds and those who didn't. Those who took control and those who let life happen to them. Those who invested in themselves and those who made excuses. Which side will you be on? The choice is yours, and the time to choose is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now. Because here's the secret. You'll never feel completely ready. There will always be fear. There will always be doubt. There will always be reasons to wait. But waiting is just another form of self-sabotage. self-sabotage. Action is the antidote to fear. Movement creates momentum, and momentum creates miracles. So here's what I want you to do right now. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and make a promise to yourself. Promise that you will no longer be a victim of your mind. Promise that you will take control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Promise that you will show up for yourself every single day. Promise that you will not quit when things get hard. Promise that by 2027, you will be a completely different person. Someone you're proud of, someone who inspires others, someone who mastered their mind and created an extraordinary life. This is your moment. This is your time. Master your mind before 2027, and you will master everything that comes after. The world is waiting for the best version of you. Don't keep it waiting any longer. Let's go.